Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is Toad on the Hill. I'm just going to put a video together for you now discussing my favourite knives. There was a tag going through a while ago of people asking, which are your top 5, I think it was, or knives you wouldn't get rid of. I forget exactly what the wording was. And I said at the time I couldn't do that because I love all of them. It's like saying, which is your favourite child? But as time goes on, I've looked and there are certain ones that mean more to me than the rest. Now, my knife collection coincided with me recovering from the Big C. I felt very, very down after I've had the tumours removed, and my girlfriend gave me a good kick up the arse and said, you need to start doing something, take up the hobby. And luckily, she's got as much of a love of knives as I had, so this is what we decided to do together. And she loves them as much as I do. So, a word to the wise. If you start peeing blood, it's a good idea to get it checked out and don't leave it too long. Believe me, I was very lucky. But I'm now 2 years free from cancer. I've still got another 3 years to go before I get the all clear. And yeah, it looks like it's gone. Well, for now anyway. Anyway, I will continue. Firstly, is this little fellow. Now, this lives with me all the time. It's always in my pocket when I go out. I never go out anywhere at all without it. I just love it. For me, this is the perfect example of what a small knife should be. I just love everything about this thing. As I say, it lives in my little pocket when I go out. It is just absolutely beautiful. And it is, I can't describe it. Whoever put this one together for Schrade did a fantastic job. It is just fantastic. The best version of these type of knives I've seen. It is just lovely. So you get your 2 blades. I mean, it's just brilliant. Just lovely. Like I said, it's always in my pocket when I go out. I carry other knives as well, but this one's always in my 5th pocket. Never leave home without it, that's what they say. Next is this Arthurite. I can't remember the actual name of the particular knife. If it's got a name, it might not even have one. I'll try not to cut myself. This is exquisite. I think this is the best example of this type of knife I've ever seen. I do like spear point blades as well, but this is just fabulous. Doesn't cost a huge amount of money either, but it is just beautiful. The lines on it are amazing. And when I hold this in my hand, it just takes me back to when I was a child. Climbing trees and scrumping for apples and being chased by farmers and being shot at with shotguns and all those wonderful sort of things we did back in the 60s and 70s. And yeah, that is just fantastic. Like I said, I think this is the best example of this style of knife I've ever seen. Next, it is this Kershaw Culpeper. And for similar reasons to the previous knife, this is just absolutely gorgeous. The upswept part, and whoever designed this knife did a absolutely fabulous job. It is just perfect, in my opinion. And when I hold this, I feel joy. I really do. I think this is just absolutely fantastic. Like I said, whoever designed this, they did an amazing job on it. The Culpeper, just a beautiful knife. But that's not all of them, that's it. Now we have this Queen Barlow. Now, it's not one of the most expensive knives in the world, and I was under the impression, from what I've read, that these were an expensive brand at one point. But the lines on this knife are amazing. It is, you know, the dark stainless steel there, you know, the way it's been polished. It's the saw cut. It's just, in my opinion, it is one of the best examples of this type of Barlow out there. I thought at the time when I first got this, it was just going to be like a Rough Rider, but it's not. It's a different size completely, but this is just gorgeous. It's a pleasure to hold. It is just, I think, a work of art. Yeah, look at that. That is just beautiful. Let's see what else we've got. Now this is the Matumi that I've only recently purchased. And again, it gives me pleasure to hold it. There's just something magical about this. Absolutely magical. I won't look around too much of it because it is a very, 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 very sharp knife. But I highly recommend anybody to get this. It's just, oh, sorry about that. This is just a work of art. Whoever in the Matsumo factory designed this needs a pay rise. It's just absolutely beautiful. And it cuts well. And it's also very sturdy. It's not going to close on you. It's the only fixture folder I own, but this isn't going to close on you. It's very, very good like that. Right, let's have a look at what's next. Now this, I think, is the most beautiful knife I've ever seen. QSP. Everybody knows this, but look at that. That should be in a gallery, in a frame. That is just beautiful. The lines are so perfect. There's nothing about this knife that isn't right. It is just fantastic design. I would say that's one of the strangest things I've learned since I've been collecting knives. There are so many different ones, so many different designs, so many different designers. All these different steels, all these covers. But this is exquisite. If you don't already have one, I highly recommend you get one. But watch your fingers because they're sharp. But look at that, it's just beautiful. Right, next. Now this one is a Rough Rider. I can't remember if it's a hunter or a trapper, I just can't remember. But when I received this, it just made me go, wow. This is one of the most beautiful knives I've ever seen. Now this knife has never cut anything, and it probably never will. I'm amazed every time I open the blade. Just needs a bit of a finger wipe. This thing is exquisite. It really is. I mean, that it is a thing of beauty. I mean, look at that. How could you not be impressed with this? And of course, you've got the other blade, which is just as sharp. Like I said, I've never cut anything, but I don't want to start by cutting my fingers. But this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yes. The symmetry alone, it's just, oh dear. Knives that make me go ooh. Right. This one may surprise you, but this Cold Steel Range Boss 2, I think, is one of the best examples of this type of knife out there. That is just exquisite. Look at it. Now, I'm under the impression this is a copy of an old Schrade model. Well, if it is, I wish Schrade would start making them again, because this is just wonderful. And whoever made this for Cold Steel did an absolutely fabulous job of it. There's nothing anywhere that is wrong on this. It's just lovely. Now obviously here in the UK we're not allowed to carry these sorts of knives outdoors, but believe me, if I was able to, this would be on my waist all the time. It is just fantastic. Yep. Now then, they are my top knives, my favourites, the ones that I love. I've got a couple of others to show you, which is slightly different to these. Now, I made a video earlier this week, which I then deleted because I wasn't happy with the content. I have had this one for a long time. This is possibly my favourite of everything. It's lovely. It's something to play with. It's been bashed, it's been used, and I love it. And I always wanted to get a new one, and I don't know who made it. I've long since lost the paperwork for it, and the name is rubbed off the blade, but it's a very, very handy specimen. And then on AliExpress I spotted this one, which is sold by Pigassi, and it wasn't a bad price, so I ordered it and it came, and I was a bit confused because there's nothing to say it is from Pigassi. Now, I don't really understand what was going on with it. I have contacted AliExpress, where I bought it from, and they have sent me a message back saying this is genuine. It's not a copy. I don't know why the Pigassi brand isn't on it, but that's what it is. There are cheaper versions of this knife on on AliExpress. This isn't one of them. This is supposed to be G10, Ebony G10. That should be D2. That's what it's advertised as. I've measured this and it's been weighed, and it is exactly how it is sold. There's no fault. If this is a copy, it is the best copy of anything I've ever seen. If any of you see these, I highly recommend you get them because they are lovely. It is, oops, better not do that. So you cut yourself. It's a flipper, as you can see. And for modern design, yeah, look at that. I don't know if that's a tanto or upside down tanto or backwards, whatever it is, I don't know, but it is. The lines on this are lovely. But it does do what it says on the tin, and it's a lovely knife. Decent price, and I genuinely now believe this is what it is supposed to be. And in the new year, I'm going to buy myself another one. So there you have it, my friends. Hope you stayed awake for that. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much for your time. Ta-ra for now.